The Get Started button will help you figure out the best next step for you based on your specific situation. That's RamseySolutions.com and click Get Started.
Oh, that's right. I got to make sure it's working on the YouTubes because I don't have anybody working with me, like a producer, to make sure everything's good. And we hear the sound. Okay. So we got the chat up. Excellent. All right. Okay. Let's see, we'll do the plugs later. So I guess now it's time to talk about the Ramsey Show. This is the Ramsey Show Aftershow show, and I'm your host, Coach D Money. More about that momentarily, but on today's Ramsey Show, the host, of course, Dave Ramsey, because it's not Friday. He normally takes Fridays off. So not a Dave-cation day. Maybe a Dave-cation song coming up on the next after show on Monday. There'll be another one on Monday. And the last Thursday, I think. One day, the last week of September. I can't remember when. But Dave's co-host today, Jade Warshaw. And we have a song for her. Let's kick it. Oh, I forgot. Oh, man. So unprofesh. I forgot. Because if I turn the music on so that it can be heard through the speakers, it will... So you can just skip through this part if you're watching it later. Okay. And let's see. Let's try it again. Okay. Make sure that Streamlabs OBS. That's what I stream with. Free program. Let's make sure that's picking it up. It is not. I have to change the music source. Let's see if that will. Okay, cool. There it is. All right. Now we're cooking with gas. Okay, where were we? Oh, yeah. Jake Warshaw, Dave's co-host today on The Ramsey Show. What up, Begsy? Sing with me, Begsy. She wanted a host, and yes, Dave needed one. Dead fought Warshaw, and Warshaw won. Dead fought Warshaw, and Warshaw won. If you want some sass, Jade has got tons. Dead fought Warshaw, and Warshaw won. Dead fought Warshaw, and Warshaw won. Jade and Sim bid up for 60,000, but now they have mutual funds. They're incredibly in better shape now. Dead fought Warshaw, and Warshaw won. Dead fought Warshaw, and Warshaw won. Thanks for the subscription there, Betsy. Appreciate it. Financial peace for all's their mission. Debt fought for Shaw and war. Shaw won. Debt fought for Shaw and war. Shaw won. Didn't say it up, but now they have mutual. That's not right. I screwed up the song. I don't know how. You're supposed to go back up to. Oh yeah. Jane and Sam paid off for 60,000, but now they have mutual funds. They're incredibly in better shape now. Debt fought for Shaw and war. Shaw won. Debt fought for Shaw and war. Shaw won. Alrighty, so what did I screw up on? A financial piece for Ross there. Mission, debt for Shaw won, and then it goes back to the bridge thing, and then the chorus again. Okay, hopefully I won't screw up on the next one. I got distracted because I said thanks to Begsy. Oh, thanks, Begsy. I appreciate it. All right, I'll try to do this one well. And this one is much, much harder to sing. I do have another in my music playlist on my channel. I do have a different baby step song, one that I put together about 2 years ago. And this one is brand new. Or I debuted it, but 2 weeks ago, I think. See how bad I screwed this up. It needs a female voice to sing it. If you want to fix your finances, I know a guy can help you get debt free. If you didn't know he has a show, and let me tell you, the advice is really great for you and me. Step 1, start emergency fund, then it's time to pay off your debt. That's step 2, that you're beginning, smallest, largest, you'll be winning, you ain't seen nothing yet. You and me, Dave Fan, we're reppin'. Hey, look at us, we're baby stepping. This is the way, we're baby stepping. Step 1, step 2, step 3, step 4, step 5, step 6, step 7. We're baby stepping. 1,000 fun, pay off debt, full fun, invest, kid college, pay off house, build wealth. We're baby stepping. Then you'll be in step 3, saving for emergencies, and that's financial peace. 3 to 6 months of expenses, you remain gazelle intensive, then there's less urgency. Step 4, investing in retirement, needs addressing, save your kids a college gift. Before you know, your step 6, paying off your residence, step 7, build wealth and give. You and me, Dave's plan we're ripping. Hey, look at us, we're baby stepping. This is the way, we're baby stepping. Step 1, step 2, step 3, step 4, step 5, step 6, step 7. We're baby stepping. 1,000 fun, pay off debt, full fund, invest, kid college, pay off house, build wealth. We're baby stepping. If you pay cash instead of lease, you can see your wealth increase. You pay cash instead of lease. That's not it. You gotta find it. If you pay cash instead of lease, you can see your wealth increase. You can have financial peace. A name for every dollar, that's intention. What up, Maddie Bags? Hashtag mention. Do the steps that go of apprehension. I said a name for every dollar, that's intention. What up, Maddie Bags? Hashtag mention. Do the steps that go of apprehension. You and me, did fun, we're reppin'. Hey, look at us, we're baby stepping. This is the way, we're baby stepping. Step 1, step 2, step 3, step 4, step 5, step 6, step 7. We're baby stepping. If you pay cash instead of lease, you can see your wealth increase. You can have financial peace. If you pay cash instead of lease, you can see your wealth increase. You can have financial peace. Step 1, step 2, step 3, step 4, step 5, Step 6, Step 7. With baby step 1,000 fund, pay off debt, full fund, invest, get college, pay off house, build wealth. With baby stepping. Come on. And here's where I go. Do 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 do. Boo 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 boo. Oh crud. Oh, I'll get the hang of this one day. Got a whole new setup here from where I used to do it back in Ohio, OH. Oh, let's see. Live from Cabot, Arkansas, it's the Ramsey Show Aftershow show. Here we talk about the Ramsey Show YouTube chat and the people in it, and all things financial and whatever else I want to talk about. I'm your host, Coach Steve Money. I'm a certified financial coach. Certified Ramsey Solutions certified financial coach. And if you've got money problems or you just want to make sure you're on the right track, you can schedule a free financial coaching consultation / assessment with me at calendly.com/Coach Steve Money. You can email me about coaching or anything else on my YouTube channel at CoachSteveMoney@gmail.com. Donations can go to paypal.me/Coach Steve Money. You can add me on the gram at Coach Steve Money. Of course, this YouTube channel is youtube.com/Coach Steve Money. All right, let's check back up on the chat there. What up, Aina? What up, Begsy? Thanks for dropping by, Faraya. Hope I pronounced that correctly. Oh, let's see. Covers stocks, etc. I didn't even know Google had a financial page until Steve showed us last week. Yep, absolutely. So thanks for showing up, guys. Appreciate it. Okay, so what do we have today? Market report. And is that right? When did... market fell when I wasn't watching. Let's see what happened there with the NASDAQ. I'm more heavily into NASDAQ since I started investing later in life. Hopefully you kids don't have that same problem and will be fine using the four-way split that Dave recommends. Let's see. It just kind of went down midday. I wonder what happened. Let's see. What does it say? Oh, not the Wall Street Journal. Dip. On a high note, then lost steam. Why? In the green much of Thursday. Only NASDAQ edged higher. Okay, again, which is fine for me. But for the other indices, which you can use instead of indexes. Let's see, I'm on track for weekly gains. All right, that's still good. Can't go up all the time. I'm just waiting to see why. I mean, I guess they could. I mean, there was they had data earlier which said what's that called? Inflation was down, was cooling. So I don't know. Sometimes it just happens. Sometimes the market just gets to a spot where day traders and such and computers and stuff just start selling. And then when that starts happening, then your average man starts selling as well. And so who knows? Let's see. Broadcom reported today. Let's see what happened with that. Must not have been good, as you can see by the after hours trading there, represented in the gray. Oh, I don't need these anymore. Sorry if I was yelling. I forgot I only need those when I'm doing songs. So, I mean, as you can see with the, I mean, I think all this has to be computers. When it goes up for a second, just for like a little bit, in the straight line up and then right back down, that's got to be computers buying and selling really quickly. So it's like where this point triggers a sell point or a buy point rather, that kind of thing. But overall, let's see what it says. Edge estimates. After earnings, as forecast fails to bring upside. Okay. Best estimates, forecast disappoints. Okay. Alrighty. So that's the story on that. Google's most followed single stocks. Everything up except Microsoft, down 0.31%. The most up being the Amazon with the 2.18%. But otherwise, everything else up, which helped the NASDAQ go up there, which is mostly tech stocks. All right, do we need anything else? Oh, let's do the roundup. How about that? Oh, let's check the futures first of all. So we have Dow futures up, S&P and NASDAQ futures down, just barely, like 0.0 something %. So let's see what the dollar what happened with the that's the market rather, mostly down in Europe, mostly down in Asia. As far as currencies, the dollar up on the euro, the Japanese yen up on the dollar, US dollar. The British pound, love, is down to the dollar. US dollar caving to the Canadian dollar, and the Australian dollarmite up against the US dollar. What about our pals in crypto? All down. So good luck to them. Dave does not recommend. A couple news stories. Oh, we did that one already. News story from field reporter Sid, who says I have dementia. The New York Fed just reported that credit card auto loan, this is from August 27th, auto loan delinquency rates are now higher than before the pandy. Will things get worse before they get better as student loans come due? Let's see. Rate of new credit card delinquencies hit 7.2%. So worse than before the pandy. So, I mean, during the pandy, Americans started holding on to money more. But now it's the most amount of debt America's ever had. If Americans borrow more money and rely on credit cards to maintain their spending levels, that could potentially drive delinquency rates even higher, you think? That's not really a hot take, but alrighty. Oh, back to the chat. Don't want to ignore the chat. A9 starting late too. What's the four-way split? Dave recommends. Okay. He recommends, he calls them like, what is it? He calls them income, growth and income, aggressive growth, I think. Yeah. And so I never remember which ones are which, but it is small, mid, large cap, and international is the four-way split. And so he puts 25% in each. Generally, the international is the lowest, but last year he had his financial guy recheck that, and if he had just done a three-way split and leaving international out of it, it would have been less money overall for him. So that's why he hasn't changed. Otherwise, he said he would have changed what he was doing, and he would have recommended everybody else do it too. So yeah, and so I like I said, I can never remember which one of those is growth and income. It is small cap, mid cap, large cap, and international. You are not older than me, I don't think. I don't think you are. Let's go back here. So these are index funds, so this isn't really going to tell you the same thing, but the NASCAP ones are all generally large cap. The Dow Jones, I think, is mid cap, and this is the Russell small cap index, Russell 2000. They have another one that I think that is the mid cap index for them, but the Russell 2000 is the small cap index. And so, as you can see, it tends to be, especially the fund I got. Must have gotten a really bad fund, and I started buying it right at the high, and so to this point, it is like just yesterday. It got to where it is higher than 20% in the negative. So fortunately, that's only a very small part of my portfolio, though. So, but I keep thinking it's going to come back up because of how good it was right until the time I bought it. But so as you can see, this is the max on the small cap. You can see right there the Pandy crash right there, and then this the high, just like all the rest of them. All the rest of them at the end of the year there in 2021, and then the whatever you want to call it there, the inflation crash, whatever this, I don't even know what they call it there. It's not really a crash, although it does go down about the same amount as that Pandy crash did. So it's much more easier to see with the S&P 500, and that's simply the top 500 companies. So you do get some bleed over with the S&P 500 and the NASDAQ. Let's see. Let's go to max on that. Let's just go to 5 years. How about that? So there you go. There's your Pandy crash. And then recovered extremely quickly. So in every 5-year period, the market in history has been at or higher than the previous level. And this took 7 months, 8 months, something like that. And so we are still, so even if you count the low here, October 7th, 2022, we're still way ahead of schedule to get back up to that previous amount right there. So easier to see right there even. So we're still right there, and so that's over halfway back to it, and we're not halfway through that 5-year period yet. So let's see. The graphs can be deceiving. All right, if you say so. It's just numbers. Just numbers represented by where the point on the graph is. So it's the actual numbers of the amount that the market was in at the time. In this case, the S&P 500 index. And so the Dow Jones Industrial Average, that looks basically the same over time. You can see there the Pandy crash right there. Let's do 5 years, the Pandy crash right there. And then as you can see that again we're fine heading back up to that new high. So let's see when, so that should be September 30th, 2027. Before then it'll be at a new high. All right, unless history is going to change for the first time. Alrighty, so I'm not famous enough to have callers yet. So what I do on my 2 shows, I also do a night show on the weekend, either on Saturday or Sunday, whenever I feel like it, have time, called Ramsey Coach with Coach Steve Money. And I don't really do, every once in a while I'll do an article, but mostly it's just me going over the baby steps and doing questions. So I know you guys know it that are here in the chat, but Dave Ramsey's plan is based on these steps. And step 1 is save $1,000 for your starter emergency fund. Step 2, pay off all debt except the house using debt snowball, that's smallest to largest. Step 3, save 36 months of expenses in a fully funded emergency fund. Now steps 1, 2, and 3 you do in order separately. So you do that one first, and you don't pay off any debt until you get that $1,000. You do this debt once you get here, just 2, and you pay off all your debt except the house without saving any more than $1,000. You don't save any more than $1,000 until you get to this step, which means all your debt is gone. And so that's how you do this. Step 4, invest 15% of your gross household income into retirement. Step 5, if you have kids, if you want to help them, if both of those are true, then you would do saving for your children's college fund at that time. And step 6, pay off your home early. Now, steps 4, 5, and 6, you do in order as well. It's always in order, or pause. If you have some kind of emergency, you pause the baby steps, but the order never changes on them. And so 4, 5, and 6, you do all at the same time. So once you get that full emergency fund, then you address all of the stuff. You invest the 15%. And what clouds that, though, is if you're saving for a down payment at that time, which is step 3B, which goes right in here, and there's step 0, and that's basically getting ready to start. That's basically stuff like deciding you're not going to use debt for anything anymore, except a house. Dave will not yell at you for getting a mortgage, but anything else you're not going to use debt for. What else is in step 0? The 4 walls, which is shelter, food, clothing, transportation, and my pal Sid likes to throw internet in there because everything happens on the internet these days. And so I got no problem with that. Let's see what else. Get your insurances together, get current on bills is also part of step 0. Once I learn how to make good videos, I'll make a video on the missing baby steps. All right, and so the questions that are answered, most of the time the answers are right here, but the problem is people are too close to their own situations that they can't see how they fit into the baby steps. If it was someone else, perhaps they could. What else do I want to say about that? Oh, but like for example, like somebody that like makes a lot of money, they make $100,000 a year, and they start looking at it and they say, "Oh, this is step 3. Oh, I already have some savings. Oh, I'm already investing, but I do have debt." But then when you say you're all the way down in step 2, they like go into denial mode or something and don't want to accept it. So that's either not being able to think about your own situation clearly or just being in denial are reasons why people can't figure out what baby steps they're on. But there are some exceptions, but mostly every question that gets asked can be answered by these baby steps. All right, and so again, since I don't have fans, I don't have millions of fans, I don't have a radio show, so I don't have callers. So we go to the reddit.com/r/Dave Ramsey, and we sort by new. And sometimes I will get, like sometimes I run out of questions because they only have 1,000 questions posted at a time for some reason. So there have been times where I have actually run out of questions. And then sometimes just for fun to change it up a little bit, I will get questions off of the Facebook. Ramsey Baby Steps Community is the group that Ramsey Solutions runs. If it's another group, not named specifically that, they're close to the same name, but if they're not the exact same name, Ramsey Baby Steps Community, then it's going to be one of the other ones, and that's just run by fans. And so depends on what you want there. Let's see. Anon's next step is 4, then 7. So no kids, no house. So you're working on emergency fund now then, right? Anon says my channel will grow. I appreciate that optimism. I certainly hope so. But I don't know if you can tell, but this is incredibly fun for me, and that's why I do it on off days of work. I used to at my previous job before I moved to Arkansas. My previous job, I was able to. By the time the Ramsey show ended, there would be nothing going on at my previous computer repair job. And so I most days had time to do the after show. And so I did about 300, let's see how many I did. Ramsey show, Dave Ramsey Aftershow show. Even I started it when it was called the Dave Ramsey Show. Even so, that's why I still have that on there. Let's see. I did 2022. There it is, 346 on August 24th, 2022. Was the last one I did, and the next one I did was June 19th. So I took about 8 months off, and so that did really hurt the growth because when moving, I fractured my humerus, and that's your big bone right there. And so I fractured that, and so I couldn't type or really do anything else. So I had to heal up from that. So, but I'm going strong now. I've recovered, as you can see. All good now. Let's see. So we got psychological cat 6978. Wife transitioning to stay-at-home mom. Is the SHAM there? Hello, Dave. Fellow Dave fans. Wife 30 and I, 31 male, are expecting a second child in about a month. And so if you're expecting a child, that would be a time where you would pause the baby steps. You don't get to skip around. You don't get to, pick and choose and do certain ones. You just stop doing any of it. And all the money you were applying to the baby steps, you just pile up cash. So it's kind of like you're saving money, just like you would be doing $1,000, but just like you would be doing when you're saving your full emergency fund up. But you are just saving it all in a pile, no matter how much it is. And when, in this particular case, when mom and child are home safe, then you take that whole pile of cash, minus, depends on what step you are. If you're still paying off debt, except for $1,000 of that big pile of cash, then you throw all that at debt. Once, so you're only paused or you're doing them in order. Order never changes. Let's see what the situation is. It's a book. War and Peace here. Let's see. Hope to have 3 or 4 children total. Okay, but that doesn't mean if you're gonna have, that's the second one. So, but like that is not you wanting to have 3 or 4 children total is not a good reason to get a brand new SUV right now. 2 children can work fine in a small compact car. Let's see what the deal, that's not the question though, probably. Currently makes $60K, but if she stays home, that will go away completely. Right, but how much is childcare? See, you gotta weigh that in. And a lot of times, one spouse can stay home for about, maybe you lose a little bit for the same cost as childcare. Let's see, no debt except the house. That's great. Business does not hold any debt. Doing that correctly. Excellent. 2 vehicles, sedan worth 2K. SUV, large SUV, they already have one. Cool. Highly excellent. Business has a van worth about 8K. Okay, what is the issue? Live comfortably, outside of retirement, saving slowly. You're not supposed to. You're supposed to pay that house off. Let's see. Okay, it says emergency fund there. Okay, we assume that's done. They picked how much they want, 3 to 6 months. Anywhere in there is fine of their personal expenses, so nobody knows how much that is without those 2 variables, the number of months and the amount of expenses per month. And so let's see. So investing 15%. Saving, if they started, just a couple bucks a month for children that young is fine. And then extra to the house. I do not see where it says save slowly outside of this stuff. I don't see anywhere where it says that. It's all that should be going to the house. Extra. So they're doing it wrong. Let's see. Outside of retirement, we're saving slowly. You're not supposed to. Let's see. We currently have about 40K in liquid savings. 25 is the bare minimum of our emergency fund. Okay, the 25,000 should be your emergency fund, and not right now, but you hold on to that. But when mom and baby are both home safe from the hospital, then you take the 15K extra you have in liquid savings and you throw that at the house. So let's see, 12.5 into retirement. I always love how people get there. I mean, you know, he could have had this set up before he ran into Dave, though. So you never know, but I don't know why would it be 12.5? Matches 10% of my, okay. It's a not-for-profit, so most is in Roth, okay. There's no problem with that either. So yeah, there's no problem with any of that. So that should actually be 15%. So you could up that a little bit, and that's out of each paycheck. That's not catching up with any of your savings. The savings extra, the 15K, you keep the 25, of course, for the emergency fund, and the 15K would go towards the house. I think my biggest fear is that I never relied on my side hustle for income. Oh, now you will. Okay, so that's the problem. Okay, it's always been a nice bonus. Needed a washer, refrigerator installed, pavers in the yard, etc. Now relying on it makes me nervous. Any advice? No, just do it. I mean, I didn't see where it was a thing where you're asking, should she stay home? If she stays home, that will. Well, maybe they are talking about, because she does say if here. Again, if it doesn't say childcare costs are not mentioned, but it may not be. What do you say, 60K? To take care of 2 kids for 2 kids daycare might not be 60K, but maybe she could work part-time after you come home at night, and you still do your side hustle when you can on weekends or whatever. So you instead of talking to us, you need to talk to her about it. You guys need to talk about it, and so that would be my advice for you guys, to talk about it and make yourself comfortable with what you decide, because it may not be totally what either of you want, but that's what a marriage is, would be compromise. And so, and if you have a problem compromising, then of course counseling. Alrighty, that was a long time on that one. What up, Ellie? Get on the pallet, Ellie. Did I tell you about that before? So he tells her a couple times, because she can't swim in the first game, and he tells her off, and he gets a pallet for her, and pushes it over to her, and she says, "Get on the pallet." And then like the third or fourth time, he pushes up there. He pushes it up closer to her and says, "Ellie," and she says, "I know. Get on the effing pallet." Yeah. Let's see. So we did that one. That's an ad. This from Patrixian. Supposed to be an E there with the backwards 3, maybe? I don't know. Baby step 4, flare, and the person picks the flare. The poster, the OP, original poster, picks the flare there. Some requesting about retirement contributions and mortgages. Okay. Wife and I are currently on baby step 4, and we'll soon be in baby step 6. No kids yet. Okay, so that means you should immediately be in baby step 6 if you already have a house. Let's find out. Because 4, 5, and 6 are done all at the same time. So it's not 4, you start investing for a while and then put extra on the house. That's not how it works. It's you invest the 15% of gross income and then any extra you put on the house, and you do skip 5 because you don't qualify for 5. I have pension contribution. It comes out of my biweekly paycheck. I count my pension contribution towards the recommended 15% contribution. My employer also contributes the same amount each pay. Should I count my employer's contribution toward that 15% total as well? Since he's the employer or she or the company is completely matching it, you probably got a little leeway there, but generally, like if there wouldn't be any match into a pension, Dave says count that as half, because generally the rate of return on that is not going to be as good as you can get in the market. So he says generally count that for half. So if this, he doesn't say what percentage he puts into that. So, but since the employer is contributing the same amount, then that's basically making that same amount. So, but generally, Dave likes you to have 15% skin in the game. He likes that to be your money, and then the employer, any match or anything, that is called extra gravy on the biscuit. Should you count your employer's contribution towards that 15% total as well? Like if you're doing 5 and he's doing 5, I would count that as 5 if both of you are doing that, because it's half of what you would normally count it if you were investing in something that you have more control over and can do much better investing in. Let's see, traditional IRA, early 20s. I know the recommendation is to have a Broth. That's correct. Not too late to change. Is there anything I should do about rolling over my traditional IRA into a different plan? You could convert it into a Roth. You'd have to pay the taxes on all that amount, though. So maybe just stop investing in that and invest in a Roth IRA. Let's see, or should I stay the course? Do Social Security contributions count toward retirement contributions? Not at all. Not at all. So, I mean, the government can't afford to pay out that stuff now. They keep doing it, though. So I would not count on that being available. If it's available, great. Send it to me. Absolutely. I'll take it. But, don't count on that. When it comes to and you definitely don't count it as part of your 15%. When it comes to mortgage, I know David and his team recommend that mortgage no more than 25% of your net income. That's correct. Does that 25% factor in homeowners insurance and taxes as well? Yeah, that would be the payment. So those would be in the payment because escrow would be in the payment. So that's just straight up home loan at 25%. All right, and so you want to get it to close to 25%. The total money makeover, I believe, says 25 to 35%. So you can go up a little bit more than that. But I think probably people were saying from back then until, over the years, they were like saying, well, I'm going to go 36%, 37%, 38%, it keeps going up like that from there. So that's probably why he only says 25% now. So definitely get it as close to that as possible. And if you have to save up more down payment, you could, if you have an option to not do pension for a while, but normally pension is required. So you may not have the option on that. But anyway, what is these are just, they have questions about them all. I think I addressed them all, right? Half for pensions, because their returns are not as good. Going to a Roth, it is a tax event though, so you will have to pay taxes on the capital gains for that. Social Security doesn't count, and Yeah, that is the recommendation, and that does factor in, that does include the amount for the insurance and taxes as well. The idea for limiting you to 25% of your net income is so that you have the ability rather, to save for your children's college fund, be able to do this investing 15%, and then also pay off the home early. Remember, 4, 5, and 6 are done all at the same time, because the idea, of course, is to get to 7. And if you're investing more instead of paying your house off early, that's called debt leverage, because it's the same thing. By not paying off your house debt to invest the money, you're leveraging debt. And so Dave's not a fan of that. So I think we got all the answers there. Let's see, a little agua. Let's see. Do you get in trouble if you invest Social Security money? I don't think so. I think once they give it to you, I think it's yours to do with what you want to, I believe. What is up with me? Not much. Not much. Single. Yeah, generally not much. I normally stick around home, play video games, watch stuff with my son. My son and I are going to watch the new Indiana Jones in a little while, as soon as I'm done here. Speaking of, what time is it? Okay, cool. Doing great on time here. Alrighty, let's Danger Del W. But I'm good. Has anyone actually experienced student loan forgiveness? Yes, they have. Has anyone ever actually met that 20-year mark? Well, that new thing that the current administration put forth is, I believe, I don't know, I'm not sure. I'm not sure if that starts the clock when they set it. But I don't know. I'm sure they're going to be sued over that as well, because the Supreme Court didn't say, well, this is, you can't, government's not going to forgive that for you. Just in everything that is decided now, I don't know why that would not apply to any executive order as well. So we'll see. They'll figure it out in court. Probably Supreme Court again, and they'll probably say, "You remember that time when we said no? It's still no, no matter what executive order you put out." So we'll see. By that time, though, current president might not even be in office. Who knows? But it does happen. Let's see. What was the process? Anything with government takes a long time. It's not going to happen just like that. The government counts the forgiveness as income and will tax you on it. Okay, I don't know that for sure. But that would not surprise me, because government do take a bite, don't she? Somebody picked up poop for $100K. I guess a call recently on the show. I guess that was their job. $100K, man. Okay, gotta consider it for $100K. Let's see. Credit where credit is due, no pun intended. I was shocked and couldn't be more pleased to hear Dave field a call from a caller who disclosed she was part of a same-sex couple. This was August 29th show. I've been a faithful listener for many, many years. While I'm not Christian, I have benefited tremendously from Dave's values-based approach, as well as those of his other co-presenters. Yeah, you don't have to be a Christian, even though it is biblically based. And Dave will sometimes point out scriptures that equal the baby steps, basically, or certain facets of his plan. But let's see. But it works for everybody. The principles works for everybody, and he often calls it not just God's, but he says God's and Grandma's advice. So it's not necessarily just religion based, and so anybody can do this, and you can believe whatever you want and still follow the steps. I never thought I would live to see the day when a call was accepted from a non-straight couple. At first, thought he would just hang up or say something but he took the call. So happy Dave. Why wouldn't he? And I am a straight married woman. Not that that matters. Let's see. Your Christian values extended to more inclusivity. Many kudos. Okay. Well, they are people. And he likes to help people. So I don't know why that would be a thing. I mean, they could have told the screener in advance. Maybe they didn't. Who knows? Who knows? I did not hear that particular call. Let's see. Scientist 3001. Oh, let me check on the. Oh, nothing else on the chat. Okay. Baby step 5. Flare here. And as a reminder, 5 is save for your children's college fund, which would mean that they are already investing 15% of household income in retirement. Now, that's gross household income there. Gross household income for figuring out retirement investing, net household income for figuring out mortgage payment. In the Bay Area, beep, 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 doo. I hope you're making Bay Area money with your dual income family. How to reduce expenses and save more for retirement. Not live in the Bay Area, not live in California, move to America. We'd love to have you. Even though our salaries seem high, our expenses are high too. Yeah. That's why a high salary somewhere else is not a high salary in the Bay Area. That would be San Francisco Bay, by the way, in case you're not familiar. In case you're from out of town, like Anon is, here is a breakdown, or the breakdown, of our expenses every month. Can anyone advise? Thank you for using the proper word. A lot of people say advise as the noun, which is advice. And that is ADVICE is advice. That is the noun. Advise is the verb. And so this is correct. So props. Can anyone advise how and where can we reduce our expenses so that we can save for retirement? Speaking of advise, everybody is, what is it, on the YouTubes talk about giving advices. All right, not my favorite. Okay. I'll live though. Let's see where. Oh, as to where we can reduce our expenses. Oh, good. I love this part because I'm the best at saying, "Oh yeah, you don't need that." Mortgage $7,000. So that means that has to be 25% of their income. So that means per month they have to be pulling in, what is that for? They have to be pulling in $28,000. And I'm not going to even try it. I'm going to get the old calculator, which you guys can't see because I'm just capturing the window, not the screen. So what I say, $28,000 times 12. And that's just net. So this is net income. So that means net they would have to be making $336,000. Okay, so let's see. Property taxes, $2,100. Home and auto insurance, $250. Home maintenance, $800 a month. Is some upgrading part of the home maintenance? Or just keeping things working, $800. That seems excessive. Healthcare, who knows, $600. Could be. Utilities, $600. Again, I mean, utilities, is vague. It could be like extra stuff you don't need. I don't know if they're talking about streaming services or anything in that. Who knows what they're including in that. But like for what we have, water, power. That's generally about it, isn't it? Gas, water, power, gas. $600 seems excessive. But granted, $7,000 a month house, even on a 15-year fixed mortgage, is going to be a lot. That's going to be It's going to be decent size even for the Bay Area, I think. So let's see, term life insurance. That's a lot for term. 150 each. Oh, they have children as well. Okay. Okay. 150. Is this a year? That's not a year. This is a month. Child care month. $3,000 a month. This is what I was saying earlier. Now, if the spouse that's making the least amount of money, if she's not bringing in $4,000 or $5,000 of that, probably is more. But we'll see. We'll see if they hashtag mention it. Groceries, $1,000 a month. That's excessive. Do they say how many childrens? Nope, they don't. That's excessive, probably. Restaurants, $500. So what we could do is take all that away, go one time, and maybe even one-time parents, and the kids don't have to go out with you. And so that could be cheaper. Fuel for commute to where? Beirut? I don't know why I thought that. Maybe it could rhyme with commute. 150. So all this. Uber Lyft, 150. Only have one car at home. If you have to take that many rides, maybe you get a cheap beater car. Probably you don't do that parked in front of your $7,000 a month house, though. So phone, 100. That's not out of the realm. If that covers 2 phones, that's not too bad. Internet, 50. That's not bad either. General merchandise, $1,000. Clothing, toy. I mean, clothing is different. Toys, electronics. That, I mean, I don't know. I don't know about that. Let's see. Travel to home country, $500 once a year. Okay. Oh, $6,000 once a year. So that is the correct math. 500 times 12 months is the $6,000. Okay. All right. Hopefully, I don't see any debt on there. So no debt. So, you know. I mean, if they make that much money. Oh, salary is $24,000 a month. What I say, they have to make $28,000 a month. So that's a $4,000 a month shortfall there that they should be making to be able to afford that $7,000 house back. So it is going to be tight, especially the more stuff you add to this list. Parents travel to U.S. once a year, including, I would do one or the other a year. I would do one or the other a year, not both ways. Vacation, $1,000. I mean, again, that's not that much in this scenario where they make $24,000 a month. That's not that much, but it does. The problem is it does all add up. $300, swimming classes, haircut. Again, that's, I mean, $300 is nothing compared to $24,000 a month. So if they don't, let's see if they give any other information. If people ask questions from, see if we see OP on here anywhere. Housing is on the expensive side. Agree. Did they say? They say they were investing. So one way to fix that would be to move further away from the Bay Area. Okay, when I started scrolling, I didn't realize there would be 8 bajillion comments. I should have looked up at the top before I said, hey, let's see what if he if he provided more facts. 75 comments. Yeah, if I had seen that, I would not have delved into that. Yeah, I'm not seeing any investing here. So once you add that in here, 15% of this $24,000 a month, then yeah, that's not gonna happen. So yeah, 20,000. So they got 3,300 a month, and I'm sure they spend that elsewhere just because it's expensive there as well. So move down in house. move outside of the Bay Area. Maybe, just maybe, move to where you commute to, unless that's more expensive. So, yep, you gotta make the high cost of living income if you're gonna live in a high cost of income area. Let's see. Bow, 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 bow. Yeah, advice you honestly, to be honest, not needed to say. Let's see, am I lined up here? Or, yeah, okay, I'm all right. I just go off the screen when I look at the chat on the other TV there. Yeah, honestly, whenever. Yeah, the kids love to say the whenever when it should be when. Whenever I was born, no, you were born at an exact second, so that is when you were born. It doesn't matter if you don't know that time. It was still one specific time, so it's not a whenever. All right, it's just the kids today, the millennials, they like to let everything be loosey-goosey and stuff, and so that's when you get words like that all the time. Alrighty, this is from Autistic Jimmy 2251. Investing advice, please. Again, excellent. That is the noun right there. Investing advice, safe. Okay, well, there's some risk in every investment. So, baby step 6 flare. Okay, so doing well. Should already been investing. How we stack up to Ramsey's baby steps. Oh, okay, so they're not doing it correctly. Probably. Can tell that already. Let's see. $1,000 emergency fund done. Excellent. No debt. Great. Build full emergency fund in 3 to 6 months. Okay, great. Invest 15%. They're investing 25% in the traditional retirement account. Why? Why not take advantage of a tax-advantaged account? Oh, yeah. Why not? Why not? Okay, so you're doing that wrong, and you can't make up for that by investing more, because investing more, if you haven't paid the house off, is bad. No kids, okay. Pay off home. We rent a room, okay. Well, renters for life. Elderly relative home for $650. We are the only beneficiaries in this person's will. Okay, so house taken care of, so great. Seems like you're fine. Having trouble figuring this one out. Every time we try to invest, we lose all our money. Well, you're doing it wrong. Talking about additional investing other than into the retirement. Now, you can't just invest it into the retirement account. It also has to be, you also have to use the money that you invest in that. You have to buy an investment. Like you have to buy, in our case, we do mutual funds. If it's retirement, we do managed mutual funds. And the reason you do manage mutual funds over the index funds is because, even though people say, oh, but the index funds have way cheaper maintenance fees on the funds. What's it called? It's like what the managers get paid and such. I can't remember the name of it at the moment. But yes, it does. But also the managed funds, a bunch of that 40% also makes more than the index fund, even if you take out the additional expense for the management ratio. What is that called? It's like a maintenance ratio. I can't remember what it's called. Maybe Sid is right. Maybe I do have dementia. All right, let's see. So, okay, so you're fine, except you're not fine with this. It's lose, L-O-O-S-E. This is loose, which you're too loose with your investment picking. Your late 40s, married, both autistic but stink at math. Interesting combo. That is not the stereotype. Terrified of investing. Both only have $3,000 in employee traditional retirement account. How is that 15% then? Maybe they just started. Maybe they just started doing that. And why not do Roth or even the pre-tax one? Even the 401k would be better than no tax advantaged. But Roth is recommended because then you don't pay tax on the growth, and even in late 40s, you will have plenty of time for the growth to be way more than the contributions. And so then you'll have all that money tax-free in retirement. And so you don't have to worry about that in retirement, and that makes retirement easier. And but obviously you don't take it all out at one time. You only take it out as you need it, and you let the rest grow more. And hopefully you can, you'll have somebody that you can leave that house to, and all of your investing money there. Both earn $15.95 an hour. Okay, that's not a ton, but let's see. What most update? They're looking for investing advice. Okay, for what most use. So if you don't know anything about the market at all, anything about it at all, you still need to get started and at least invest it in an S&P 500 index fund. Now, every brokerage has their own. So if you go to Fidelity, and if you lose money on Fidelity, don't sue me. Or if they go out of business, don't sue me for recommending them here. But I personally have had no problems with them. So let's get rid of that. That looks better with the green on there. There we go. Year to date, 6 months, 1 month, 5 days is up as well. But let's get that. So every brokerage will have their own S&P 500 index, and that follows exactly this index. And that's why the maintenance fees, they're hardly any, because nobody has to use their brain to decide anything. Because all of the stocks in this mutual fund, and that's what a mutual fund is, a basket of stocks, they are all picked already because they are whatever is in the S&P 500, which sometimes the stocks do change that are in there, but that is what it reflects for. So just getting that and having this amount of growth, you see in 5 years, 56% in the last 5 years, almost 57%. And so you would at least do that over losing money in whatever they had picked. All right, so you would at least do that. But the best thing to do would be you pay somebody to teach you about it. Or, I mean, you can do what I did, which was every bit of information that you could possibly want and more is available on the internet on every single mutual fund. So you can find all the history. You can find exactly every single stocks that are in those mutual funds. You have all the information right there. Sometimes too much information. So you get paralysis by analysis. But that's what you should do. Either learn about it, or you can pay someone else just to advise you that you trust. Hopefully they will teach you as well. Any of the SmartVestor Pros that Dave Ramsey recommends, they should have the heart of a teacher. Some of them don't. We know this. And so if they don't, report them please to Ramsey Solutions. Call their customer care number and let them know that that person is not giving Ramsey advice. Let's see. I read what most of you are saying. Look at several links shared. I don't understand 90% of what is being talked about. Okay. So is there a trusted fiduciary in Phoenix, Arizona, USA? Getting a specific recommendation off of the internet, that's sus. You'd be better off again, or like just picking one in the phone book or getting one out of the internet. That's bad. Now, like I said, some of the people that Dave recommends do not give his advice, but at least you have a better shot of that because they've at least been vetted by Dave's team. Now they can walk the walk and give all the right answers when they talk to them, and then they can go and do something else that makes them more money. Ramsey Solutions can't do anything else about that except stop recommending them when they get wind of that. All right. What is a high yield brokerage account? I think he means high yield savings account is different. High yield savings account, and that's savings basically. That's a little bit high. That's higher than you would get at a bank percentage rate, but that is not like an investment like in stocks or something like that. Those are banks or credit unions. They can be at both. Are they insured against loss? Yeah, they are. How do they work? Any suggestion on an actual place to hire? Okay, well, I mean, you can go to Bankrate. Let's see what Bankrate has on those right now, right this second. If Bankrate goes out of business, do not sue me. People sue happy now. Okay, I want to get rid of that. There we go. No personal loans. High yield savings. Okay, and so then it'll give you the list, and a lot of people like to put their emergency funds into these, and that's fine, but make sure you read the fine print and make sure you have debit card or check writing privileges to that, because 1 to 3 days, an emergency is not going to wait for 1 to 3 days most times, so you want to have that. So it looks like 5% right now. They were up closer to like 6 at one time, but they've simmered down a little bit now. And so, but any of these, and so Bankrate is just like a conglomerate site. And you know, you've heard of SoFi, the member FDIC, member FDIC, member FDIC, member FDIC, member FDIC. So it's all federally insured. And so, but you want to make sure you read some of them, this $5,000 minimum balance. And so, this money is guaranteed until the rate changes. But it's not the 10% that the S&P 500 index earns per year. Which is about that, even with the pandy crash, et cetera, you still have it being 5 years divided by 50% equals 10% a year, a little bit more than that, as a matter of fact. Dave quoted that today. I think he said 11.5% currently, I think is what he said. So just remember that when I saw that. And so and that just depends. That's better than nothing. I personally would say better than that would be the S&P 500 index account, and you don't have to know anything except somebody that can tell you that. I'm sure somebody recommended that in the 27 comments. What time is it? Oh, alrighty. Out of time. Boop, boop, boo, doo. Alrighty. So that will do it for this episode of the Ramsey Show Aftershow show. And the next one will be when? Monday, Labor Day. And there will be one that's September 4th. And then I think the Thursday, the last week in September, which is the 28th, I believe. 27th or 28th. I can't remember. I'm off that day, Wednesday or Thursday that week. And so, again, I guess because I work during the day, I can only do about 2 or 3 shows a month now, rather than I used to do them every day. And that was great. But we make the best we can of any situation, right? Oh, let's see if there was any other questions. Anon's mobile sim, only 16 pounds, love, per month, unlimited calls, text, and data. That's good, pretty good. That's pretty good. I think Mint Mobile is $20 for it's unlimited data, but for $20 you get the first 15 gigabytes is the highest speed, but then it gets throttled after that 15 gigabytes per month. All right, so let's see if it has anything. Can I use Fidelity in UK as my brokers? I think you can. I think they have a UK presence. Find out. I don't think you're. Yeah, I think they're based at. I mean, just like you have banks that are based in America that have branches there. Let's see. Emergency fund has to be easy access, right? And I'm thinking of putting 3 months into higher access to get benefits and leave 3 in easy access. Well, you can do that if you want, but if what's the reason for having 6 months then if you can't get to it right away? So, but I mean, you can do whatever you want on that. If you feel fine having 3 months. But then I would just question, why not use, if you're trying to get more interest on the other 3 months, why not just invest it then and make the most money you can on that and just live with the 3 months? So, but that's up to you. All right, so where were we? Oh yeah, Coach Steve Money is who I am, and I am the Ramsey Solutions Certified Financial Coach. And if you've got money problems or you just want to make sure you're on the right track, you can schedule a free financial coaching consultation / assessment with me. That does take place over the internet. We will be doing that over the internet, so you can do that from anywhere. And that is probably through Google Meet normally. That's how I do that. And you can do that at calendly.com / Coach Steve Money. That is calendly.com / Coach Steve Money. And that link is also in the description. You can email me about coaching or anything else on my YouTube channel, like Oak Island, like video games, like tech support stuff. A bunch of other stuff on there as well. Email CoachSteveMoney@gmail.com. Donations, PayPal.me / Coach Steve Money. Get at me on the gram at Coach Steve Money. And of course, this YouTube channel is youtube.com / Coach Steve Money. Thank you so much for watching, and I forgot to go to my page. There we go. And make smart financial decisions every day. Yes, and I know every day should be 2 words. Yes, I know that. Christopher Pittman has not made me a new banner with the correction yet. So we will be doing that, get that one day soon, hopefully. Alrighty. Thanks for watching, everybody. Appreciate it. Please like, subscribe, and comment. Thanks. Bye.